I wanted to bring up something a little funny, a little not borderline messy, but not really.
Go ahead, be messy.
Well, there's
Borderline messy. It's fucking hilarious.
Today, we're speaking with my good friend Rex Life Raj, a Berkeley, California native known for putting his real life into the music, the highs and the lows. One of the most talented musicians I've worked with. We sat down in Los Angeles and spoke about his latest album.
Rex Life Raj, California Poppy 3.
Come on, man.
New album.
We gotta act like we don't know each other.
No. I think that's like.
I'm gonna get serious.
I want it to be clear that we have a rapport.
We all know this nigga. That's crazy. No,
Well, I think
Calais, my brother, for real.
I've seen your career blossom, for sure. I was there in the studio when Ari asked to be your manager.
I forgot you was there.
Yeah.
Damn, you was there for that?
It was just me.
It was just me. What's crazy, my memory's so bad when niggas say shit like that, I just accept it.
Yeah, you got
You could be both face line for sure.
That's like,
That's
what's
crazy.
up.
That was a moment.
Yeah, and so like we've been in the studio a bunch of times and everything like that, and then recently you moved out to LA.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, man.
How do you like it?
It's cool. I'm getting adjusted downtown, you know, in the shit for real, but it's tight. It's where I need to be, so it's tight.
Yeah, I think you've been playing with the idea for a little bit.
For a while, yeah.
For a while.
And life shit just didn't allow me to get down here, but I think, you know, everything happened when it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think that's like a good segue into like, for the album California Poppy 3, as a fan, I think the older I get, the more I'm like, what compels an artist to put an album out? Like, it's not just like, oh, well, because touring and like that's coming up. It's like, nah, but like when you're recording all the time, as I know you are, you're not like I'm locking out the studio and like I'm gonna record this week. Like
right.
You're consistently recording every
right.
single day.
Yeah.
So with having hundreds of songs, it's like, at what point are you like, okay, now it's time to drop an album?
I don't know, man. I think it's just a feeling. And then for me, I think we live in a time now where everything is so fast. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, man. I just had the urge to put out music. I feel like when I felt it was probably like 8 or 9 months after I dropped the Blue Hour. And it just felt like it was the right time. Like you said, I had so much music already in the tuck that I wanted to drop. Mm-hmm. So it just felt like that time.
Yeah. And so speaking of the Blue Hour, I'm going through your discography for the past couple of weeks in preparation for this, right?
Yeah.
And we see Father Figure 1, Father Figure 2, Father Figure 3, California Poppy 1, California Poppy 2, right?
Yeah.
And the Blue Hour in your discography list is an obvious like detour.
Right.
And as a fan, seeing how vulnerable you can become on these albums, it's like listening to the Blue Hour, it's obvious like that had to be done.
Right.
Right? Like
right.
It couldn't just be a Father Figure 4. It couldn't be a California, like it had to be something
For
different.
Sure.
And then as a fan, seeing that California Poppy 3 was coming, I was super excited just to see where your headspace was.
Right.
Right? Because
Yeah.
it's like you had a hell of a couple years.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Not to mention just like, loss and grief, but also like a pandemic.
Yeah.
Hellish
It
shit.
was a lot. Yeah, no, for sure, it was a lot. And yeah, man, when it comes to the Blue Hour, for people who don't know, I lost both my parents, and that album was just about the grief process. Coming off that, I wanted to do something that just, this one is more for me. I wanted to do something more fun, have more, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, I don't want to say the Blue Hour was dark, but it was very like serious, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I was talking to my therapist, and we were talking about music, and she was like, you deserve to put something out in the world that's more uplifting and more happy, even if it's just for yourself. So I think for me, that's what California Poppy 3 is. And it's like, I wish I had crazy stories like I do for the Blue Hour for every song in these sessions, but really, California Poppy is like 15 songs of just like shit I've been working, my favorite songs over the last 2 years that I never put out. So it's just like shit that I hella fuck with, my favorite producers, and it's some real shit on there, don't get it twisted, but it's just more like fun. I got a joint with Kamaya on there that's really tight that I love.
The intro.
I got the intro, yeah. I got some Afro beats on the shit, so it's just like I was just having fun with it for real.
Yeah, I was listening to California Poppy 3 and I was kind of thinking like, there is real shit on there and you're still addressing things, because I don't think the real shit is ever going to like escape your bodies of work.
Right.
How can it, right? But I think when looking at Father Figures and then California Poppy, I feel like Father Figures are more like a manuscript or like a blueprint of like speaking and like from your past
That
experiences.
boy better talk that shit. Come on.
And like wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like you're really like you're breaking down like a lot of real shit from past experiences. And California Poppy, it's a lot. It's a breath of like fresh air.
For
It's a
sure.
little bit more like imaginative and a little bit like more fun.
For sure, 1,000%.
Yeah, and
And
so like
that's how it started, you know, and that's
Gotcha.
kind of really what it turned into. It's just that it started with me and Kyle. Kyle Betty used to produce. He produced all of the first two. This one is the first California Poppy where I had more producers on there. But it was just us in there doing what felt good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was less about like the words and what I was saying, but more about the feeling. I think California Poppy 2, it was a little darker, a little deeper, but I think it's because you talking about I did it during the pandemic. I did it
Yeah.
right when I found out my mom had cancer. It was a lot of shit going on, so I think like you said, that just came out in the music, but still, even in comparison to like the Blue Hours and the Father Figures, it's just a different feeling for sure.
Yeah, and I think it was really cool that Cleanse was the first release for this, because it was like when I was listening to
What's crazy is I want to turn up. I want to drop like Backslide first.
and that's an interesting choice that you did Cleanse, because listening to Cleanse straight from the Blue Hour
Makes sense.
makes total sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like after the rain falls, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's like there's like a sun on the other side of that,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
And I think opening it up with that allows you then to like open into California Poppy and then let people know like, nah, like I'm in a good space.
For sure. 1,000%. You know, and that was literally what we were thinking when we dropped it first, because I wanted to turn up and do all kind of shit.
Raji baby.
Yeah, old school Raji
Goon
Baby
Squad.
08 type shit. But yeah, I think that's what it was. But I think, you know, after that, that's why I wanted to do Backslide, because I wanted to make it, I wanted people to know that it's not just gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, I didn't want people to go into it thinking it's gonna be like the Blue Hour or anything else, because it's different. You know, it's a different body of work. So I just wanted to put that out there first. But yeah, it's a lot of shit on there for sure.
You spoke about Kyle Betty doing the first two California Poppies. He's still on here, mixed in with DTB, Reese Beats, Sango.
Sango, maybe, I don't know, because he sent Sango, this nigga sent me a sample beat to clear that motherfucker. They want, we still working on, they want that little bag. So I love that song, so I hope that one works out.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah.
Wave IQ, got Noose, who I met through Wave IQ, Reese Beats, like you said.
Speak about like the producers that you work with. I've known you now since I think 2015, and like someone like Kyle Betty, understanding the Rex Life Raj like ethos of like what your sonic landscape is, all these buzzwords, but like he understands you.
Yeah.
Right. And I think your music, it requires people that understand you.
1,000%, and I think that's all the producers I mess with at this point. You got to understand what I got going on. Even though like now I've been doing it, but like I'll dabble in other worlds, but I think that there's a soulful element to everything that I do. And I think like the producers that I fuck with for a long time understand that. So the packs that they sending me are those kind of packs. Unless I'm like, bro, I'm trying to do some Afro beats, or I'm trying to do some boom bap shit, then they'll send out other shit.
Yeah.
But I think like niggas know when they make a Rex Life Raj beat, let me send it to them.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, these are the producers for that.
And I think that's developed over time. Like, I would say the three, correct me if I'm wrong, but the three like breakout songs were like Moxie Java, Shit and Floss, Handheld GPS.
Yeah.
That opened up a lot of doors
Time.
and everything, right? In time, colors.
Yeah.
And over the period, like now you're an established artist, multiple albums,
Right.
multiple tours, everything like
On
that.
the rooftop with
On
Calais
the
shooting content.
You know?
You know what's going on with me, nigga?
Well,
Shut the fuck up.
now that we're here in 2023,
Yeah.
it's like you record so much music and you've developed such a sound with the producers that you're working with. How do you direct moving forward, like the albums that you're working on? Like for California Poppy 3, you said that like a lot of these songs are your favorite songs that you've had over the past 2 years, but are you just like listening to all of them and being like, well, these 15 sound like California Poppy 3? Or did you go into it like, oh, no, I'm gonna make a California Poppy 3?
Nah, these are just literally like niggas would send me beats. And this is like the first album where it was kind of like get hella songs and make it wasn't like we weren't in the studio or nothing. These are just like over the last couple years, songs that I made in the room that I hella fucked with. Some of them were in the studio that I just liked the most and that I felt could fit in the California poppy like lexicon. So this was just like send me beats and we put them together and they came out like this.
Got you. And then I kind of wanted to go back to Cleanse. At the end of the song, you're talking about how you were recording in London, something about the air, bring something out of you, right? From being around you all these years, I've noticed that you don't, like, being in a professional recording studio isn't, like, vital to your creative process, right?
Yeah.
You can, like, you actually prefer going out to random places.
100%.
Speak about, like, the random places that you've kind of been.
Yeah, no, I just, like, I just think studios overrated, man, especially when you got crazy gear like Apollo Twins, Apollo Arrows. You can get, like, when I'm on the road, I record with the SMB, whatever the little Michael Jackson microphone is, the SMB 103, SMB, what is it, 35, whatever.
That's a DTB question for sure.
It's the black SMB, niggas don't know what I'm talking about. That microphone only costs $400. But you can put the headphones on, you record anywhere. I just feel like, you know, it's artists and musicians and producers who get stuck on the little shit like the walls aren't treated, you need the best microphone, you need the best mix, whoop-de-whoop. It's like, no, you don't, bro. Like, the people decide, the consumers decide, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like the biggest part of the record for what I'm doing is the vocal and the feeling that the vocal expresses, and the beat complements that. And I feel like that's the biggest thing, whether it's I recorded it in a hotel room, I recorded it on a tour bus, whatever, it's just like, that feeling is that feeling. And I also feel like when you, like, for me, I take my studio everywhere when I'm traveling because I don't know when I'm gonna get inspired. And I feel like you can get inspired anywhere, bro, and you never know what's gonna happen. Like, on Father Figure 3, somewhere in Paris, I literally recorded that in Paris. Marco was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they went out and I stayed in and I just recorded because I felt like recording. And it turned out to be one of my favorite songs, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like a lot of artists up and coming let things like that define and confine them, you know, and it restricts them in a way, but it's like, bro, you gotta free yourself, get it done. If it's gonna go, it's gonna go. Niggas done went platinum out the closet, niggas done went gold out the closet, no mix, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you got it, bro, you got it, just figure out how to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty fire. Speaking of, like, traveling, when you did Cleanse, was that on the Blue Hour tour in Europe?
Yes,
Gotcha.
we did. And what's crazy about Cleanse is we damn near got kicked out the Airbnb recording it. Fucking, we had this Airbnb in London, and I set up the studio, realized we didn't have a speaker. So me and Marco mob around the corner to get this, like, we got this big ass JBL speaker, which I still got at the house. And I'm recording upstairs, and I'm not realizing how loud it is. I'm not really paying attention.
And these houses are connected.
They're not. These weren't. Were these ones connected?
I think that wall.
Yeah, so it was damn near connected. But also, they was doing construction outside, so I feel like there was a lot of shit going on anyway.
Gotcha.
Neighbors start coming over, tripping, talking about she don't call the police. Hella shit was going on.
Lance out there trying to.
Lance was out there being nuts. So it was an experience. You know, I did a few songs. I did that one. I did Cleanse out there, and I also did Burberry Coat with Kamaya out there. So in the random Airbnb in the bedroom.
I love that. And I kind of wanted to speak about the Blue Hour tour, just because we could speak about California Poppy, but, like, that transition time from the Blue Hour to California Poppy 3 is super important,
right,
of what we're talking about now. And so for, like, the Blue Hour tour, can you speak about, like, going out to these shows and experiencing these fans that are relating to the music super heavy, and what that did for you?
It was crazy, man. It's so many different emotions, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was therapeutic, it was emotional, it was beautiful because I saw these people who, you know, to me that's the beauty of art, is that people live through the words you say, you know what I'm saying? Like, through art you can express things that people can't verbalize. You can put it into the art and they feel that. And so to see so many people communing over grief, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would perform and motherfuckers would be crying, niggas would be there with their mama, their auntie, their granny, all kind of shit. It was crazy. It was beautiful, dude, and I connected with so many of the fans and so many people on a deeper level, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fans that I connected with that I still talk to this day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, that's what grief do to you. It never leave, and once you recognize that in somebody, it's hard to just not fuck with them no more, because you understand, like, oh no, you going through something real that everybody hasn't felt, you know what I'm saying? I think what's crazy for me, what I didn't know about it is how heavy it was gonna be on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't realize, you know, every other night, because it's like we did the shows and I would meet people, but then we would do meet and greets in every city, like 20, 30 people, some cities even more. And I would spend time talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And it's everybody reliving their grief and telling you their stories, because it's like
Which
you
is
help
heavy.
them get through it, but it's heavy. And I remember I broke down one night. It was in Columbus, Ohio, and it was this dude, it was the last meet and greet, and it was his girlfriend came up to me, and she was like, I came with my boyfriend and your music has helped him so much. His mom just got diagnosed with, it was either stage 3 or stage 4 cancer, and your music is just helping him on his journey. And we just want to thank you. And he was kind of standing in the back, and I was like, bro, come up here to talk to me real quick. And when he talked to me, bro, it's just like I saw myself when I was going through it in him, because I could tell he was like so sad, and he was just trying to be hella strong. He's trying to thug it out. And I remember that feeling. I remember telling him, like, bro, you don't gotta be strong, bro. Like what you're going through ain't normal. You don't gotta thug it out. It's cool to cry. It's cool to like go through it. But I could just tell he was being hella strong. And so we had that exchange, and then I went to the back, bro. Nigga broke down for a hella long. Shell was back there. She broke down because she was going through her thing. Luckily, Lance was there. It was pretty deep, bro.
Yeah.
It was pretty deep, but it was just a lot of those moments like that I'll never forget. That's like, it's deeper than music, bro. At that point, it's spiritual.
And I think it's interesting, like even prior to Blue Hour, you were connecting with your fans on a deeper level because you were giving so much of yourself.
Right.
And so I can only imagine post Blue Hour, it like strengthened the connection with the fans
for
like
sure.
tenfold.
For sure.
Right. Speaking about California Poppy 3 and how we say that it's like a breath of fresh air and just kind of like the sun after the rain. Musically, you're from the Bay Area.
Most definitely.
From Berkeley, California.
Most definitely.
And I think I wanted to bring up something a little funny, a little not borderline messy, but not really.
Don't say it, be messy.
Well, there's
Borderline messy. It's fucking hilarious. Come on out with it.
There is a idea amongst a lot of people from the Bay that you need to sound more palatable so that the rest of the country or the rest of the world can listen to you.
Right.
Right. And when I listen to your music, I know you're from the Bay, right? Because like I know the history of Hyro and Souls of Mischief, and like it's not just hyphy, right? So can you speak about like when you're making music, like obviously you have Bay Area influence within you, and the things that you're speaking about are like from a Bay Area person, right? Do you like, is that in your mind when you're recording and making music that you're like, oh, I gotta like make it more palatable?
It used to be more than it is now. It used to be for sure, because I had the idea in my head that I did not want to get pigeonholed in the Bay Area, because I saw that happen to people a lot.
Yeah.
But it's only because they did a certain sound a lot, which is like, when people think of a Bay Area, you know better because you're from there.
Yeah.
But there's a mainstream Bay Area sound.
No, and
You
I'm
know
aware.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like I wanted to make sure, like, my biggest thing is like I did not want to get pigeonholed in that. So early in my career, for sure, that's why like a lot of my earlier shit sounded like Where I Belong. It sounded like Handheld GPS and shit like that. But like you said, it was shit like Fiji, you know what I'm saying? Songs like that like, oh, it's like some Bay Area shit for real. But I always wanted to make my music as open as possible to everybody, you know? And I think like you said, or like I said earlier, more than, because now I just kind of do whatever I feel.
Yeah.
But earlier, for sure, I used to think about that a lot.
And I wanted to just ask, like, you're in the scene of the Bay Area mix and everything like that. And I think in your music, a lot of times there is this, like, there's a lot of, like, wisdom, there's a lot of vulnerability, but there's also, like, tough love to your, like, peers.
And what do you mean?
I think in a sense of, like, it's the bravado, the common just rap, like, but I think not a lot of people understand like how lit you are. And I think when people talk about the people in the Bay Area, they might not put you as like one of them guys, like at the top, but like not like who else is really selling out like 30 cities across the nation,
Right.
and then doing a European tour,
Right.
and that sometimes bleeds into the music of
For sure.
like trying to teach people like no, don't get it fucked up, like
Right.
I'm really going
100%.
crazy.
Yeah, and I talk to niggas about that a lot, and I think luckily, I think it's a lot of things. My ego comes out in that nature,
Yeah.
but in real life,
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, it's not. But it's like in real life, I know what's going on,
Yeah.
and that's the type of nigga I am.
Yeah.
I know what's going on.
Yeah.
And the niggas that you think is lit, they know what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on, but y'all. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like everybody know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how I move, bro. It's just like, cause when we being honest about it, bro, like I know I'm one of the cleanest niggas
Yeah.
to ever come out the Bay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And niggas will tell you that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, I don't know. I just kind of live more in the reality of it than the internet world, because the internet world is just not real, but that's deeper than music. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, but it's a gift and a curse, because if you can master the internet world, you can make people believe whatever you want them to believe, and perception is reality, so what's real?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, as long as, you know, my money's straight, we on the up, my peers know what's going on, the fans know what's up, niggas know what's up with me. It's to the point, like, it's some niggas, which I know, I ain't gonna say no names, niggas won't even get in the studio with me. Niggas know what's up.
Yeah, no, for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? Like, I've been trying to get in the studio. Why we ain't been in the studio? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I've been, come on, bro, what's going on? But it's like, you know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is.
No,
Much love to niggas, though.
I love the shit talking
Yeah.
because I think it's super necessary, because I'm listening to some of your past interviews and I'm realizing like cats don't even know
Right,
like that you're really going crazy.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Ari
just
be
want to
like-
give you, I want to
Ari
give
be
you your
like-
flowers.
No, I appreciate
you know what
that.
I mean?
hella
Like,
appreciate that. Ari be like, bro, you should, in certain interviews, he's like, you should have said, what's your name? You should have said you right for them. You should have said, I'm like, bro, if you know type shit. You
for
know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Because it is what it's gonna be.
It is what's gonna be.
regardless of if they know or not.
I'm thinking about like really turning it up though on the internet, doing like real internet shit though. Like since I'm in LA, I might start doing real internet shit.
No, I seen some IG stories you
I'm
outside
finna
already.
turn up, you know?
Yeah.
We outside.
The
My
cats with the
pants
big
finna
boots.
get bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, bitch ass nigga. All that shit.
What do you think about moving to LA is going to like change? I don't think your music process is going to change, because I think you have like a really strong like lock on that. But as far as like, what are you thinking that you're going to gain from coming out here?
I think it's just the network. It's just a melting pot for music like this in Atlanta. I feel like when you come out here, when I'm in studios, it's just I bump into random artists, I bump into random producers at every studio I go to. The network out here is crazy. I'm in sessions all day. It's always something going on. It's just like, it's the mecca for music. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do music for real, this is where you need to be, just like New York, London, Paris, the mecca for fashion, San Francisco, Bay Area is a mecca for tech. It's certain places where if you want to truly excel and give yourself the best chance to win, that's just kind of where you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's no diss to the Bay. It's just, it's very small in that aspect, and that's why I really respect Ghazi for, because Ghazi could have came to LA or could have came to New York or Atlanta, but he wanted to have like a real presence in the Bay Area and bring this culture to the Bay Area. So Empire is trying to, you know, build on that, but outside of that, it's not too much going on, and if so, it's not really localized. You might have to mob to San Francisco or Oakland and Emeryville or Richmond. It's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Here, it's just like, you could be downtown at Starbucks and
run
see a
into-
nigga in the song. So
Speaking of like some entrepreneurial stuff, can you tell us about California Poppy?
yeah, so California Poppy started as a music, then it turned into the clothing brand, which does really well, and then, you know, we've been in stores with the cannabis now for like a year and a half. Anytime we drop, it pretty much sells out. It's doing really well. So yeah, I think we're in 25 stores in California.
Fire.
So
That's
yeah,
big.
man, it's expanding.
Yeah.
Doing well.
I kind of wanted to speak about the features for California Poppy. We got Kamaya, Dame Lillard,
Yeah.
La Russell, Twee,
Sweet.
Rare.
Yeah.
There's some good features on there.
O&B Peasy.
OMB Peasy,
Yeah.
Guardian Angel is the outro.
Yes, I believe so.
The track list, is
I said
changing.
this nigga track list this morning. and I
Ari
was like,
sent me
oh,
a
yeah,
track list
no.
and it was totally
Yeah,
different.
He kind of be a little behind.
It's all good.
sometimes.
It's all good. But Guardian Angel with OMB Peasy, I don't want to forget that. That's an amazing song. But I wanted to speak about a couple of these features. The song "Summer's Around the Corner" with Twee.
Yeah, we just literally shot the video to that 2 days ago.
Oh, nice.
Out here in LA, She's going crazy, man. She's doing her thing. It's been crazy to just see her growth over like the last year and a half, 2 years.
Insane.
It's literally insane. I told her that when I seen her. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, it's just like,
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
you know, I'm happy she scheduled some time in for me because she was leaving to Europe to do her tour the next day. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was wild, man. So to have her on the song, and what's crazy, I sent her 2 songs. I like the other one better,
Got you.
and she was like, "No, this is the one." She
What was
like,
the difference between the two?
The other one was more turned up. It was
Okay.
like a more party type song.
Yeah.
It's kind of just more turned up.
Gotcha.
But she fucked with this one, and then, you know, the more I play it to people, this is one of people's favorite records. So
Yeah. No, it's really cool seeing you guys link up. See, even like for her, you know, I've been in the Bay for a second. Charlie, I've known him since like 3 Up days with Mike Dashie.
Oh wow,
Rare.
it's legendary.
So I've seen her ascent as well. I'm super happy for her, and it's cool to see both of you guys link up for that because you guys have a similar nature of how you connect to your fans, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. You good?
Whirlwind with La Russell.
Yeah.
Can you speak about how that song came about?
Yeah, what's crazy, so before I moved out here, I lived in Vallejo in College Park, and La Russell literally lived like 3 blocks away from me. So I went to the Pergola a couple times and saw the show, which was crazy. And then it was literally one day, because the first time I saw La Russell, bro, I believe it was when my mom had cancer, and I was taking care of her and my dad, and in the middle of the day, I would take these long-ass walks, like from my house to American Canyon and back, just to blow some steam off.
Yeah.
And I remember walking back, and he was on his bike. And he was like, "What's up, Rod?" And at the time, I didn't really know him, but looking back on it, it was him for sure.
Gotcha.
And then, like, I saw him a couple times in Vallejo just riding his bike. But, so, you know, we had tapped in. By this time, we tapped in. But I was coming out my driveway. I turned left, and I turned right. I think that's on Whitney. And he was just riding his bike. And I was like, "Bro, pull up. Let's knock something out real quick. I'm going to be at the crib later."
Just like that.
Just like that, bro. Hella random. And he came to the crib later, and we did Whirlwind.
Yeah, I love the hook on that song.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I want to say that hook is my favorite on that.
It's one of my favorites, too. I love that shit, bro. Did I record that? I might have recorded that one in London, too, now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, really?
Maybe. I could be tripping. But I feel like because Noose produced that one, I think I did record that one in London. Yeah, in that same Airbnb.
So when you're like deciding features for this album, what goes into that is that you have all these songs done, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna send it to this person, send it to that person.
Literally, like I have, because when I record, bro, it's either like I record one verse or I do the whole song and it's done. Like 50% of my songs are just one verse. Because if I don't finish it that day, I'm really bad at going back to finish it.
Oh, really?
I'm horrible at that. So I had a bunch of songs that were one verse, and I was like, I just hear certain people on them, like Twee and OMB Peasy shit. But that La Russell actually picked that one. When he came to the crib, I was just like, let me just play you some shit. And that was the first one I played. And he was like, oh, that's hard. Let's load this one up. And I was like, shit, load it up.
What do you think about La Russell and what he's doing?
It's amazing, bro. Like, it's been crazy. Just like the Twee shit in his own world, it's been crazy to see how far he could take like the independent shit. It's been like wild, bro, and how innovative he is with the marketing and just the way he moves. But what I really respect about La Russell, which I think is the gem and what he's doing, like we were just talking about, is how he's able to connect with and mobilize his fans. I think he does that next level. The pay what you want movement, all that kind of stuff. Like I think it's just people fuck with what he's doing because the story and the narrative behind it is like, how could you not fuck with it? You know what I'm saying? Look what I came from nothing, and look what I'm turning it into. So it's been really clean to see.
So speaking of La Russell, like quantity, right? He's like dropping albums all the time. You record all the time. So what's like prevents you from just dropping so much more and then deciding like, no, these 15 for California Pop?
I think I'm just, when it comes to my art, I'm just more of a stickler. I'm more of a perfectionist. It takes me a while. Like when I decide like a song is done, now we got to do different, we'll get to mix 6. I'm adding different bass lines. I'm bringing in people. So to me, it's just more of a process, you know what I'm saying? So I can't, because I'm too in my head to just do shit and drop it. So it just takes me a little longer. I wish I can get to the point where I could just do some shit tonight and drop it tomorrow. That shit seems hard. I'm thinking about actually doing that shit. But even if I still did it, it wouldn't be like I'm doing it tonight, dropping it tomorrow. It'll be songs like that I already recorded, that I feel comfortable with, and now let's release them type shit. So
Yeah, and the
But
more
I think that's where it's at, bro. If you could
Really?
do that, you know what I'm saying? Like I think just in this content era, this ADHD era where shit is coming out so fast, if you can consistently put out good shit, bro, I think you got a shot.
Yeah, because I think people know you for your bodies of work more than like one song,
Right.
which I think you take pride in,
For sure.
right? Because it's like when you spend a year plus on a body of work and then it comes out and it's received so well, it has to feel like super gratifying.
For sure. And I think, and now I'm not even saying that like that's right.
No.
I think that's just from what I come from.
Yeah, gotcha.
I think the game is changing to, like, if I was to start right now, I would not do that.
Really?
If I was to, hell no, like, how can you do that? As an up and coming artist who's actually trying to get on, you don't have the privilege to wait a whole year to put out a project. That's insane.
You have to go.
You got to go. So if I was coming out now, it'll be more songs, more EPs. I believe, like, at this point in time, unless you have a fan base already established, like, bro, don't drop no long ass album. Nobody listens. We don't care that much. But if you drop an EP that's like 3 songs, or you drop a couple singles, hit them with an EP that's 3 songs. All right, we kind of bought in. A couple more singles, hit them with an EP that's 5 songs. All right, we going crazy. Now a year or 2 down the road, hit me with an album. I'm already bought in. But if you come out 15 songs right now, bro, that sounds insane. Bro, a new artist is like 15 songs. Bro, how dare you think you that clean? That's crazy.
That's a crazy. It's just a crazy concept that is what it is.
Yeah. It's like even when I said it, you like, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like,
new
why?
artist come out, like, yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like at least single me to death or do something to make me buy in. But like I be telling up and coming artists, to me, the game now is less about the music. The music is secondary to if people fuck with you as a person. I feel like you got a better chance giving yourself to the world as you, as a unique person. This is what I'm into. This is my personality. These are my little side. You know, this is me. And people buy into that. Then they fuck with the music. I feel like now it's so much good music. You know what I'm saying? You got to think of how many, bro, people send me music every day. I'm like, damn, this is clean.
Yeah.
I can't remember a name of none of the artists.
We were in the studio the other day and we were talking about how like some of the old heads, they'll be like, oh, all the music nowadays sounds the same.
Yeah,
and that
bro.
it couldn't be further from the truth.
Bro, no, it's insane. It's so much good music that it's just overwhelming. And then like the kids now are blending genres. They're doing all kind of shit, bro. It's so much clean shit. You just gotta want to find it. But when niggas say like it's no more good music, bro, you just
You're unked out.
You're unked out. You're
You're
tapped
unked out.
out. You're just saying
You're
anything,
disconnected.
Bro. You're being insane.
Well, what excites you right now? Who's exciting?
Damn. I really like Tyler Lauren. I think she's really clean. From the Bay, I really like Michael Sneed. I like Overcast. I like DiMaggio. Those dudes are really going crazy.
I have to pull this up right now because I was really crying, like bad crying. I got dope in here.
Oh, yeah, come on.
First and foremost, you're doing a lot of production on here,
Yeah,
which is really, really cool.
thank you.
But you have a line in there that said, I got a shroom plug that looked like Michael Sneed.
Yeah. What'd I say?
I was literally crying when I heard that.
That's a funny ass song.
And I think it's really cool that you're like starting to produce, because you would text me like beats every once in a while and just be like, what you think?
yeah, fuck
with
with
me.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see that like you're getting confident into where like, oh no, I'm gonna put my shit on my albums now.
For sure.
And I think it speaks to the level of confidence in your own taste. And you could tell throughout the entire album, like California Poppy 3, that you're from top to bottom directing the entire flow.
Yeah.
Has that always been the case for every album?
Yeah, pretty much. Even like I said, so this is the first album where I really wasn't in the studio doing it. But when I'm in the studio, I'm kind of directing, you know, with the guitar players, with Reese, with the bass players, whoever is in there. I'm kind of like using them as an instrument to guide it, even when I can't really play it. So yeah, it's just, you know, it's kind of the next step in my career. Plus, I'm trying to get producers out of here, you feel me? I'm sick of paying you niggas.
100%er.
I'm sick of paying you niggas. Yeah. I'm trying to get on my Russ shit. You feel me? Shout out Russ. Now, he just texted me this morning talking about, he was like, I got to text him back. He's like, bro, I'm in China right now, and my third biggest song out here is Take It All In, featuring me. The song I got with him. He's like, it's insane when I perform it. So now I'm finna go to China.
Crazy.
Niggas got me fucked up. Nobody told me I was him in China. What's up? I been him in China. Niggas stop fucking playing with me. Nigga, I'm finna get to what? I'm finna turn up in China on they stupid ass. Perform Take It All In 5 times in a row, nigga, shirt off. crowd, 200 people looking at me insane. What's up, nigga?
Is it the tour that he's opening for Ed?
I'm not sure. I think
Okay.
the last time I checked, he was doing that. So
Okay.
maybe I'm not exactly sure, but I think so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How do you see one thing going back into how we were talking about Bay Area music being palatable, stuff like that? Cross-pollinating with fan bases like Russ, Kenny Beats. How do you feel? Do you see the direct result of that?
Absolutely. Especially with dudes like that with a big ass platform.
Yeah.
Of course. But I think as an artist, that's the smartest thing for you to do is find, and what's crazy is Spotify will tell you, if you got Spotify artists or Apple Music artists, it'll tell you these are, your fans like these people the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so tapping in with those demographics to really get some of their fans, because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's how do you expand the brand? So with dudes like Russ and Kenny and
Fireboy.
Boss.
Beauty and the Madness is like an impeccable song.
Thank you, man.
Arrangement wise, songwriting wise, production, just
That
top
shit
to
came out
bottom.
super clean, and
Yeah.
it was Pilo's idea. He wanted to do something because he was listening to a lot of Tim shit at the
Gotcha.
time, and so he kind of ran a play on that one. But yeah, that one's super big. But yeah,
He got a little vision.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little
He kinda
bit
know
here
what's
and there.
going on. He kind of be fucking with it. You feel me? But yeah, like, especially with bigger artists like that, bro, it's a lot of times, like, I'll perform and I'll do shows and people will come up to me and be like, bro, the first time I seen you was when you opened up for Boss. I get that the most out of anybody.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Like, Boss tour did a lot for me.
That tour was perfect.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you guys' fan base would like it. It seems like it would be almost the same.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I got a lot of fans, I think, from his shit. Russ is too, because we have the same subject matter a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? But Boss shit, I think, just overall as a consumer, a lot of his fans will fuck with my shit.
Yeah.
So it was a good amount of bleed over. But yeah, I think just like I said, expanding the brand, you got to collab and collabing with the right people. Like, I've turned down tours because it don't make sense. Even though the money was right,
Yeah.
I don't want to open up for him. That don't make sense with what I got going on. It's just a
Yeah.
bag, and it looked crazy from the outside looking in. You learn that in dominoes, bro. All money ain't good money. But for me, at this point, it's like I got to tap in with the right people, and it got to make sense for them and me and what we all got going on.
And speaking about like brand integrity, because I think that's super important in any artist's career. When you're doing these songs, are you consciously like, oh no, I want to go into their world with a feature, or do you like to bring them into your world?
I don't too much go into other people's world. I'll just make some shit because I make so much shit, and I'll be like, oh, I could hear them on this. But I don't really do features like this is for that person. I've never done that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It just kind of has to make sense and feel right. California Poppy 3, I know this is like a really general question because it can change every single day. But right now, today, what's your favorite song on the album?
If they told me it was it. If they told me produced by Rexx, I just like that song. To me, could have been on the Blue Hour. To me, that's a super spiritual record. It's really like, I love that record. And then I'm talking about my homie who passed, rest in peace, Greg. So like I love that song to death, man. It's one of my favorite songs I've done in a while.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song, and I think we were talking about how there is a balance of the gassing, just like chopping,
Right.
and then there's some songs that speak to what you've been through in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
When you're like putting the track list together and you start with Burberry Coat, right, with Kamaya, like what's the decision in starting that off?
Because I want people to understand that it's not what it was before.
Gotcha.
It's almost
Okay.
like, bro, open your mind. It's not what you thought. Because nobody's expecting that.
Do you think your fans are expecting more heavy?
I think that they've gotten used to that.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because my music has always kind of leaned that way. And then with Hook Mitchell and Cleanse, I can understand why you think it's going to kind of be more of that, even though they're a little more uplifting.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to start with something different, you know what I'm saying? To be like, nah, this is a little different this time.
I love that. How was it working with Dame?
Clean, bro. Dame is a cool nigga, bro. Like, one of the realest niggas I met. You know what I'm saying? He's just a real Oakland nigga.
Are you a Bucks fan now?
For sure. I'm finna get my jersey on the way. For me, 3X me up. I'm finna be in Milwaukee. Throw the M's up, bucked up, however y'all do it. We bucked up in this bitch. Dame hella cool, bro. From the day I met Dame, he was just hella cool. And I met him in person. We did music, shot the video. He was just like one of them niggas I could tell he gonna be my homie for a while. He's just cool.
That's
you know
fire.
what I'm saying? Like, really down to earth, really, really cool dude.
This is the first Kamaya feature. Kamaya's raw.
She next level clean.
You know what's crazy about Kamaya that I was thinking about when I was listening to the song is that she had a meteoric rise, right? Song with Drake, signed to YG, the whole shit. And
Real superstar shit.
Real super, like Sprite commercials, the whole wop, right? And I think when people speak about female rappers, she never gets mentioned, like ever. And I feel as if she's going to have a second wind.
100%. I think her music is too good and too undeniable not to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kamaya is just Kamaya. She has, it's a certain it factor she has, you know, on the track and off the track. It's just who she is as a person. She's just a star, you know what I'm saying? And I just fuck with her music.
Have you been in the studio with her?
I've been in the studio with Kamaya a couple times. I remember one time we was in the studio. I can't remember what album she was working on. But she had like all the niggas go in the booth and we did like these crazy like ad libs where we was
like
all
gang choir kind of vibe?
Yeah, for sure. It was hard. But we never, I can't, but my memory bad, like I said. I think that was we probably been in the studio more than that and I just can't remember. But this one I just sent it to her and she fucked with.
Oh, sure. And then working with OMB Peasy, obviously you're a fan.
Yeah, he's hard.
What about him made you feel like Guardian Angel made sense?
Just the song and the subject matter of it, I just felt like he would slide on it. I have been wanting him to do something. I've been wanting to do something with Peasy for a while, bro. He's, from when he was in the Bay, he was one of my favorite artists out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, super clean. And he one of them niggas, too. Seeing his rise has been just, like, crazy. You know what I'm saying? So,
sure. I've
been wanting to work with him for a minute. But Guardian Angel, I just couldn't think of nobody else who would go crazy like that.
Gotcha. And then I wanted to go into mixing and mastering, mixed by Miggy Maloles.
To the SIG.
The Cold Part Studio.
Yes, sir. What is it called?
Cold Part Studio.
That's the name of it?
I named it that.
I'll
take credit
for that. I
for
never
that.
heard that in my fucking life.
Because we used to always just be like, you know what the cold part is? Just naturally.
That's hella
and then
funny.
he like, yes, tell me what the cold part is.
That's
and then
hilarious.
we just, from there.
Yeah, Mig is the guy. He's mixed my last few projects. Just like, same thing. But he's came out here. He's been on the up too. He on the road with some big pop star right now. I had to put me
Tate
on the
McRae.
back.
I'm going tonight to the show.
Tonight?
Yeah, it's at the Palladium.
I'm gonna pull up on him because he kind of put me on the back burner for auntie. It's crazy how you do your niggas when that back. I don't know. Fuck with you.
I'm listening to California Poppy on the way from SF to LA 2 days ago.
Yeah.
That's when I was listening to it. And I couldn't help but think of someone that I desperately need you to work with, and it is Sade.
Oh man, that'd be crazy. I love that.
I feel like that's like
that's like my GOAT feature. If I could have one feature, it would be her or Erykah Badu. And then when I see Erykah, I'm gotta pull my pants down because I got her tatted on my thigh. It's gonna be so awkward. Like, auntie, I want to show you something. Boom, pants come off. Fucking security tackle me. Pants below my knees, but I'm like, I got a tattoo on my leg.
Oh, no.
And she like, stop. And then yeah, so I got her tatted. But yeah, them two, I love them, bro.
Moving post California Poppy, I know we're here right now and everyone's gonna enjoy it, and I think everyone's gonna be happy to hear the tone of this post Blue Hour.
Right.
And just because I think when I'm listening to it, I could tell that there's moments where you're genuinely happy.
Right.
And I feel like the headspace is a little bit more clear.
Right.
One thing I really enjoy about your music and like how the subject matter that you're talking about is you're hyper aware.
Right.
Have you always been that? Like even during like Goon Squad rapping, early like high school days?
I think so, bro. I think I'm hyper aware because I'm just a big black nigga in America. So you have to be more aware than normal. And I think that just comes out in my music. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, but also my pops taught me that, you know. One of the biggest things him and my Uncle Sonny used to tell me every day was like, you gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention. It's ingrained in my head, pay attention. So I just think, you know, just try to keep a high awareness, keep a high self-awareness because I think that's how you get far.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have self-awareness, bro, good luck.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it just comes out in my music.
You had this one line that I wanted to reference.
That boy pulling out them lines. You better come on with it.
In Whirlwind, it says, when life forces you to evolve, just know it's your call to be a mark or a butterfly. And it's well documented that you are, a D1 athlete and you know the power of working hard. right? And like mental toughness.
Yeah.
So coming out of Blue Hour into California Poppy, it feels very like, there was a fork in the road where you could like stay in this heaviness that I think never goes away. Right. But I enjoyed the fact that when I was listening to California Poppy, there was this lightness to it. Did you feel like that was necessary for you?
Yeah, for sure. It was 100% necessary for me. Because I remember talking to my therapist about it, and she was like, I can't remember how she said it, but basically like, you're the one writing it, and at any point you could just choose to write something else. Because I got to the point where it's just like all my raps were about that.
How could it not?
Yeah, how could it not?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it won't again, because it's sometimes that I feel like I could go deeper into that, because since then I've lost people. You know what I'm saying? But I think for me and my spirit, it's like I deserve to have one where I could just be like, when I perform this, it's up.
Yeah.
Or we can have fun type shit. It's no telling where, life will take me. I might, do something like the Blue Hour again, because I feel like those bodies of work, to me, the Blue Hour is going to outlive anything I ever did. Like, that's your,
magnum opus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think, like, and there's a void, there's a place for that. Because I remember when I was on the road doing it, people were telling me, like, this music sits with me because I hadn't found nothing that resonated like that. So there's always a place for it, because people going to be grieving forever. It's not going away. People going to die all the time. People going to keep dying. So it's no telling. I just feel like this album for me, like you said, was like a breath of fresh air, a little more light, a little more fun.
And then are you planning on like touring this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I would like to. I'm going to talk to my booking agent about it. I would like to, but it's not looking like it. I might be on somebody else's tour or some shit like that, but we'll see.
Very cool. I wanted to go how you were saying about like just performing it live, the Blue Hour. Did it feel like, when people get butterflies before doing shows? You were speaking to about like every city, even before the show, that you had to meet 30 people that had something to say to you. Was that like nerve-wracking?
The performing it?
No, the like meeting these people and
no, not really. It was just.
Was it like, oh, this city, I have another 30 people that?
It wasn't like that. Cause it's like, bro, to me, it's still beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's still clean. So I didn't want to take it for granted, and I was trying to take it all in, because it was just such a pivotal point in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to be attentive to every person type shit, but nah, it was just like. It just was. I was supposed to be here for these people. Like, this is how it was written for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I took it.
Yeah. When you release an album, like what are your expectations for California Poppy?
I don't know, man. That's a good question. I don't really be having expectations like that, especially for this one. I just hope people fuck with it, have a good time to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. If it was the Blue Hour, it'd be a little different, or something that, like, I don't want to say I felt more connected to, because I still feel connected to it, but it's a different type of connection. Like, this one is just more fun, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people fuck with it, they fuck with it. If they don't, they don't. More music will come out, and we're going to keep mobbing, so.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think it was really fun talking to you about California Poppy.
No, I appreciate it, but it's fly.
Yeah.
Free breaded.
Yeah, I like that.
Man, you know what's going on with us.
Well, I appreciate your time today.
Appreciate
and I'm sure we'll talk about
the
next project after that.
For sure.
All right.
Yo, what's good? It's Rex Life Raj. You're watching Free Bread. Let's get it. What I was going to start saying in every single interview at the end is be like, what I want to tell up-and-coming artists is that, like, the key thing you could do is keep going. Just remember, Doja Cat used to be a cow. I was going to say that in every interview, every time at the end, bro. I think that'll be fun.